Good evening. It is my great honor to be here today after so long being away to introduce someone that needs obviously no introduction. I think there are few young musicians, pianists today on earth that is electrifying as the one that we are honoring here today. So I was thinking what to say about her, and my colleague, Ambassador Chen Hengqi, gave me some idea. She told us about the chewing gum of Ambassador John Huntsman and herself. So I thought that I'll tell a little story about Yuja that probably none of you know. You want to know? Here we go. About 30 years ago, I got a phone call from my brother who was then living between Canada and Beijing. And he said, my friend, who was a music professor in Canada by the name of Paul Donian, and himself came up with the idea to found a music program every summer between the Chinese young musicians and the Canadians, and asked if I would support it financially. And I say yes, and so that's why that made me sort of like a co-founder of it, but really they did all the work. Well, we bring together every year in the summer about 30 through audition young top musicians, string musicians from China to Canada, and match them with about 30 from Canada, and later extended to America, to Poland, to Russia, to Israel, to Japan, to Korea, and live together and do music together. So every year we audition a lot of young talents from around the world. One year, and we only accept them at the age of 12 to 18. This year, somebody made an exception and said, you have to listen to this 10-year-old. So this little girl walked in, 10-year-old, and played, and it doesn't take long for everyone, all the adjudicating panel, I wasn't one, I don't qualify, nor my brother, that we have a really rare talent there. And as is always the case, we don't just assess the talent of the young person. We also look at their family, look at their parents, make sure that they will not ruin them later in their career. And we have had to turn down some real talents in the past. But this time, this 10-year-old, she's great, her parents were great. The only problem is she's not quite 12-year-old. So we said, okay, we will wait 1 year and see what we will do. And during that year, my brother, being a music lover living in Beijing, go to all the concerts. And one time, there was this South American pianist, Martha Argerich, I think many of you know her, at least know of her. She was playing for 2 weeks in Beijing. So my brother bought ticket to every concert to go listen to her play. First meeting my brother went to, his name is Andy, by the way. The first meeting he went to in the concert, in the break time, he saw this little girl. And he said, oh, I know this little girl. We auditioned her. So he said, Yuja, come over. So Yuja sheepishly walked over to big Uncle Andy, really scared. And my brother Andy said, Yuja, how do you get in here? Her parents are musicians, and tickets are not cheap in those days. And she sheepishly said, I snuck in here. The next day, she snuck in there. The next day, she snuck in there. Little did we know how fate should dictate her life later on. Anyway, when she was 11, we made an exception, youngest ever to be accepted to the Morningside Music Bridge program. And she was such a talent that we talked to the parents with their permission. They are really nice people. Only recently I had tea with her mother in Beijing. And with their permission, we sent the young Yuja, to Canada to live with Paul and his wife, Kathy Donian. And then later, we thought that we should not keep a talent like this to ourselves. We should send her to a Curtis Institute in Philadelphia, and she studied under Gary Gaffman. And by the way, Gary just celebrated her 97th birthday yesterday, and she's the same age as Dr. James Chow. And so one day, Yuja was playing with a conductor in Tokyo. And he was really impressed by this young Chinese girl. And they went back to the United States, and he got a phone call from his ex-wife, who happened to be Martha Argerich. And they are in good relationship. And Martha said, well, you and I are supposed to play in Boston in 2 weeks' time. I'm really wiped out. I'm really tired. Can you find a substitute? And the conductor said, well, I just met this young lady, young girl in Tokyo, and you give her anything, and within 2 weeks, she will go on stage, and she will wow the crowd, and she will not disappoint you. That's what happened. The next day, the young girl wowed the crowd so much that New York Times for 2 days in a row wrote out about Yuja Wang. So remember, when she was 11, she snuck in to listen to Martha Argerich. And when you were 19, she replaced Martha Argerich, and that was the launch of her musical career. And we are so proud of you, Yuja. So now to somebody who knows her artistry very, very well, and that is Maestro Yannick Nazet-Segun, who was from the Metropolitan Opera and from the Philadelphia Orchestra. Ladies and gentlemen, watch it.
Dearest Yuja, my dear friend, I'm so honored and moved to talk to you about you for this panel of people. I'm so fortunate to make music with you. You're just an amazing person, an amazing artist, an amazing pianist, of course. What I love is that you're so creative, you're so inventive, you're so fun, and you're, of course, like the greatest virtuoso. And you bring, I feel, something new in each piece that I've been able to perform with you, whether it's a Tchaikovsky concerto or Rachmaninoff concerto, that famous Rachmaninoff marathon I'll never forget at Carnegie Hall with the Philadelphia Orchestra. It's always a joy. You know, in Rotterdam also we did things with Vienna Philharmonic, always feeling like the piece has just been composed for you. And that is the greatest gift to all of us who can make music with you and all of us who can listen to you and admire you. We love you, you're the best, and you deserve all the congratulations and honors that we can give you.
Wow. Thank you very much. I'm actually a little nervous for making a speech. It'll be easier to play the piano. Well, that was an amazing video, thank you. Make me even proud of myself now. But thank you, Asian Society, for believing in me from a very early age, for giving me this award. I'm not only honored to be the recipient, but also to be able to share the stage with the other honorees this evening, all of whom I greatly admire. Being with such creative people inspire me to think about what more I can do personally. In classical music, Asian stars were rare. During my last 20 years, there has been a sea change, a major orchestras that I didn't allow women members, much less Asian members, are now employing many Asian artists. When I travel the world to perform, I have outstanding Asian colleagues wherever I am. Talent is universal, opportunities is not. So seeing Asian talent in so many different roles means that we are changing the game. I truly think that music world is evolving to the point where we are recognizing greatness, whatever it comes from. The end game for the Asian society is not to promote recognition of Asian game changers, but to work towards a world where being Asian is never an impediment. Lastly, I want to say music isn't just sound, it's memory made audible. through music, we're keeping our shared memories, hence our cultures alive. So thank you so much for this award. Thank you. Thank you.